He was up on the roof of the Arlington Hotel, smoking a fag and surveying all below. I was on the steps of City Hall, taking it all in, the dirt and confusion, the ebb and the flow. The Sparks are out on strike, the Chuggers getting antsy. Those rickshaw men, they looked broken and weary. The markets had stalled, there was no movement at all. Even the shipwrights in the sewers had grown cautious and leery. Come gather you all, foe and friend, mad hours of murder, we're close to the end. Well, the things that you see in the queue for repeat claims, I've seen them effing and blinding, bargain and plead. Young ones in their pajamas, indignant to the last. Aging hipsters slowly going to seed. Come gather you all, foe and friend, mad hours are muttering, we're close to the end. A mist was coming in off Cutthroat Lane. I stared at measures and years of pain. Hardship cases driven half insane, half insane. When I looked up again, the smokery was gone. In the bar downstairs, the dancers were taking to the stage. The crowd was full of Yanks and those sensible slacks. Outside, the taxi men were starting the festival of rage. Come gather you all, foe and friend, mad hours are muttering, we're close to the end. Come gather you all. Thank you very much. It was the night before the Horsefair. The guards were setting up the barricades, searching cars for homemade weapons, slash hooks and hand grenades. My neighbor had just put his decking down. He asked me around, we'd have a few beers. As I stepped out onto that unstained timber, I had a feeling it'd all end in tears. Life burns itself apart, then it leaves a trace. I could see it being etched on my neighbor's face, my neighbor's face. Well, we got stuck into his homemade cider, then he laid into his better half. I watched it unfold through the gaps in my fingers. I had a feeling she'd have the last laugh. Life burns itself apart, then it leaves a trace. I could see it being etched on my neighbor's face, my neighbor's face. By the end of the summer, she was gone. I call around to see him, I listen to his woes. got round to putting that finish down. His decking got destroyed in the winter snow. It was Monday morning in the markets. The blood was fresh from the tink of fights. In the greasy spoon, the forklift drivers were putting the world to rights. Life burns a silver path, then it leaves a trace. I can see it being etched on my neighbor's face. Life burns a silver path, then it leaves a trace. I can see it being etched on my neighbor's face, my neighbor's face. On the bogs and on the beaches, they were still digging for the disappeared. Things had turned out to be even worse than even the worst of the cynics had feared. Bring us your tired and your poor, they said. We're gonna have to ask them to give us a dig out. Some of them, they were taking the soup. Some of them were taking the bloody way out. And Lord, forgive us, we know not what we do. Christ be gentle, sure we never really had a clue. The gurus in the blue sky thinkers were on board. Reports of commission, plans being hatched. Some of them were praying that the bodies would stay buried, that the bones and the teeth would never be matched. And Lord, forgive us, we know not what we do. Christ be gentle, sure we never really had a clue. It was manna from heaven for those who've been waiting for interesting times. And the shores, they were teeming once more with sparks and navvies heading for sunnier climes. On the greens and on the fairways, there was talk of forgiveness, of the cleansing of sin. We're all inside the same tent now, boys. It's the rest of the world outside pissing back in. And Lord, forgive us, we know not what we do. Christ be gentle, sure we never really had a clue. No, we never really had a clue. No, we never really had a clue. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I seem to be down to my last pair of socks. Why they kept the band and me, I just couldn't tell. Moroni was on the couch in his dressing gown and his jocks. His restless belly rose up like an Atlantic swell. Never leave the house, she said. Barricade the doors. You leave here with your head held high on return, calling on a fool. There was something sticky seeping through the ceiling, something untoward going on upstairs. Moroni got dressed, then he went out to work, or off to conduct his mysterious affairs. Never leave the house, he said. Barricade the doors. You leave here with your head held high on return, crawling on a fool. But I just couldn't stay there. The walls were closing in on me. There were voices in the void. The noises in the walls just wouldn't let me be. So I chose to return to the scene of the crime. Like a scolded pop boy, I took to my seat. Moroni appeared. He was wearing a pair of my shoes. He flashed his gums at me as the night showed its teeth. Never leave the house, she said. Barricade the doors. You leave here with your head held high on return, calling on a fool. Never leave the house, she said. Barricade the doors. You leave here with your head held high on return, calling on a fool. It was all bad news that we were learning to love it. The latest shooting victim was known to Hegarty. I went outside to forage for messages. It was last night's wreckage. As far as I could see, it was like a bad day on the road to Basra. I put my head down and fought my way through. There were souls about finding malaise. I was trying to shake off this chronic man flu. When the windows shake, when the sea walls fall, all your loved ones close, tell them there will be nothing at all. The copper wore out, there'd been a storm on, and they were plugging the gaps with sandbags. The gang aside and leaned on the shovel. The boys stood about smoking black market fags. When the windows shake, when the sea walls fall, all your loved ones close, tell them there will be nothing at all. 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 Down on the boardwalk there was trouble brewing. The word was out, that night train was round. There were gate crashers at the party alive, early arrivals at the banquet with the damned. Well, no windows shake when the seawalls fall. Pull your loved ones close, tell them it will be nothing at all. 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 On Friday nights I can hear the dogs from here, the roar of the crowd and the wind, and the locals full of locals, they've no time for blowing. You'd be afraid of your life to go in. And if things are gonna stay the same around here, some things are gonna have to change. The Jews had long gone, the pawnbrokers closed down, and I had returned again. Small Mercies, where have you been? Hiding in the shadows again. The shadows again. And my pockets were full of notes of myself, reminders and pointers and lists, things that had fallen out of library books, a litany of for and against. And I promised myself I'd stop pondering the ways I'd wound up in this bind. And the bloke round in the garage, he looked happy as Larry, but I was sure he was out of his mind. Small Mercies, where have you been? Hiding in the shadows again. In the shadows again. And all things must pass, and pass they will. I was praying that this would pass soon. I was hiding out, I was biding my time, the ghost of a greasy spoon. And it's hard to know when you're being a stoic, when you just become resigned. And the bloke round in the garage, he didn't seem too concerned. He had loftier things on his mind. Small Mercies, where have you been? Hiding in the shadows again. In the shadows again. Small Mercies, where have you been? Hiding in the shadows again. In the shadows again. We're pushed for time, so we're going to have to either drop the song about the train suicide or the guy who gets drunk and falls over, wakes up with a black eye and has an existential crisis.
There he goes.
I remember Kent Station in the teeming rain. A seemingly endless torrent came down. The previous evening I'd had whiskey on the brain. I had risen in the nights and fallen down. My right eye was black and my spirit was bruised. As the last train to Dublin struggled out of town. Amen, the spirit, the burdened soul that takes the beatings but refuses to stay down. I slept and I dreamed Father Matthew appeared. There he was, beckoning me into the light. But the crowd around him turned into a mob, and they chased me screaming into the night. Amen, the spirit, the burdened soul that takes the beatings but refuses to stay down. Back in work on Monday, I went round with the post. Some of them, they looked upon me with disdain. So I went and I hid by the franking machine. Outside, the smokers were huddled in the rain. Amen, the spirits, the burdened soul that takes the beatings but refuses to stay down. That takes the beatings but refuses to stay down. This has never been attempted before.
We've never tried this. So.
How many G&Ts have you had?
Enough to make me try this.
Well, not too many to mortify us. The readings weren't good for man nor beast nor sea cat. The turns had headed south, the hurlers had fled the ditch. The mission chief had landed, they were saying it was all over. The grim reaper himself was invading the pitch. A moment of silence while we hang our heads in shame, while we try to figure out just exactly who's to blame. The foreign hacks had arrived, they were looking for an angle. They went out in search of an urchin under a hungry door. In the last chance saloon, even the wags were on their uppers. Our dreams were beaten ducats, trodden to the floor. A moment of silence while we hang our heads in shame, while we try to figure out just exactly who's to blame. Prayers are being said at all masses. Check your pockets, the ice on your trousers. Those threadbare years are returning again. All roads end in a reckoning, some of them in the ditch. The world and his wife could have told you where we gone wrong. The Sally Army supers have taken to the streets. Go home to your family, they said, it won't be long. A moment of silence while we hang our heads in shame, while we try to figure out just exactly who's to blame. Gary Fitzpatrick, the first time he's played that. Was that? Jesus. This isn't the greatest hit show. If you went to see Sting doing his lute album, you wouldn't call for the one about the prostitute. Although I'm sure there's lots of lute songs about prostitutes. They're probably all about prostitutes. There are shadowy creatures gathering on the corner, pending court dates are being discussed. You gotta grab it, stay by the scruff of its scruffy neck. You never know when you'll OD or spontaneously combust. The nights round here, they come alive with the cries and the howls of the ones who put that boat out too far. Go round the corner and ask Padre Pio will tell you, pain is a constant, it's not the northern star. Worst things happen at sea, they say. Down the back of the 780. And the bloke beside you, he's a loon. There are empty cans rattling round in the upper saloon. But you cannot dim the light of the perigee moon. It's a quiet area, so the local man on the news. You never think something like that would ever happen around here. There was a bang, a crack, it was like a car backfiring. And then the gunmen, they just seem to disappear. Worst things happen at sea, they say. Down the back of the 70-80. The bloke beside you, he's a loon. There are empty cans rattling round in the upper saloon. But you cannot dim the light. No, you cannot dim the light of the perigee moon. Posse's been raised, I can hear them down below me. They're baying for blood, they're in a state of ruts. The night will be bled, hung up from the legs, and then ripped open from the arse to the guts. Worst things happen at sea, they say. Down the back of the 70-80. The bloke beside you, he's a loon. He's got empty cans rattling around in the upper saloon. but you cannot dim the lights. No, you cannot dim the lights. No, you cannot dim the light of the perigee moon. Thank you. First came the snow, then the thaw, and then the mud. While crossing through the quagmire, I destroyed my skinny jeans. It was time I ditched them anyway. I was mutton dressed as lamb, trying to hold on to my youth through desperate means. In the world's grimmest chipper, I was queuing for my dinner. My blood had turned to lard, I had the Batterburger blues. The place stank of stodgy lives and deep-fried dreams. And the bloke behind me, he kept on staring at my shoes. Creatures of habit, they're heartbroken and worse. I'll tell you my story, chapter and verse. The couple next door, they didn't seem as smug anymore. Their bouts of noisy love-making have become subdued. In time the knives will come out, there'll be pistols at dawn. More bad blood between them than a tinker feud. Creatures of habit, they're heartbroken and worse. I'll tell you my story, chapter and verse. You know they saw you coming, trudging up the road. Those shopping bags gripped in your scrawny hands, carrying that heavy load. I spent too long out there in that soggy wilderness. I was gonna come out fighting like the tree-toed sleuth. The folk in the med service were calling an early spring, but I could feel it in my bones. The chances were remote. Creatures of habit, they're heartbroken and worse. I tell you my story, chapter and verse. No, they saw you coming, trudging up the road. Those shopping bags gripped in your scrawny hands, carrying that heavy load. You know they saw you coming, trudging up the road. Those shopping bags gripped in your scrawny hands, carrying that heavy load. You know they saw you coming, trudging up the road. Those shopping bags gripped in your scrawny hands, carrying that heavy load. Oh, they saw you coming, trudging up the road. Those shopping bags gripped in your scrawny hands, carrying that heavy load. Thank you very much. Rebel Song Sunday was over. The barmaid was busy washing the blood from the walls. Me and JP, we were cowering in the corner. We agreed it was time one of us grew a pair of balls. The sack party, it was up to his neck in Saxon gore. I went to the Jacks, the place hadn't been cleaned since Empire Day in 1904. They're dancing rings across the sticky floors of your heart. They raise their glasses while you tear yourself apart. There was the remains of a stag there. They were slumped at the bar. They were looking sorry, a little the worse for wear. Well, you never would have guessed it was just 2 days before they'd stepped off that plane like squatties on the tear. They're dancing rings across the sticky floors of your heart. They raise their glasses while you tear yourself apart. They left their wives and their sweethearts weeping on the pier. Put that boat out as far as I could, watch the shoreline disappear. Rebel Song Sunday was over. Ballistics were busy pulling the bullets from the walls. Me and JP, we decided to the camp. We'd pause for a breather by the temperance hall. The stag party, they'd started to disperse. They were wondering if they'd ever see that shoreline again. To see their wives, their sweethearts, their children, to live the lives of ordinary men. They're dancing rings across the sticky floors of your heart. They raise their glasses while you tear yourself apart. We're dancing rings across the sticky floors of your heart. We raise our glasses while you tear yourself apart. Joss bought this saw to do his decking out the back, and it was easier to learn how to play it as a musical instrument. So, if anyone heard them. Well, they say one day that Jesus, He's gonna come. He's gonna save us all. He's gonna take us home. While the world's at its end and the hurricanes blow, we'll all be standing around waiting for Joe. Well, he gave me a call, he said he'd take me out, and he generously treated me to a pint of stout. I'm still waiting, that was 4 years ago. I seem to spend my life waiting for Joe. I'm waiting for Joe. I'm waiting for Joe. Yeah, I've got nowhere to go, I'm just waiting for Joe. Well, the bar room is empty and the night is still. I got nothing to do but to drink my fill. I said to the barman, it's unusually slow. He said everybody's at home, they're sick of waiting for Joe. But I'm waiting for Joe. I'm waiting for Joe. Yeah, I've got nowhere to go, I'm just waiting for Joe. Well, I say some people are born to be late, and the rest of us were born to sit around and wait. Well, I'm telling you, it's lucky I've got nowhere else to go, 'cause I'm gonna spend eternity waiting for Joe. I'm waiting for Joe. I'm waiting for Joe. Yeah, I've got nowhere to go, I'm just waiting for Joe. I'm waiting for Joe. I'm waiting for Joe. Yeah, I've got nowhere to go, I'm just waiting for Joe. Yeah, I've got nowhere to go, I'm just waiting for Joe.
One, two, three.
The barracks, they seemed deserted. The sentry was nodding off. The whole city was down to a skeleton crew. The taps had been turned off. The good times had slipped through our fingers, the shadow self of the gloom and the rain. We were back on our knees, we were uptrodden now. Our Lady had returned again. Hard times, drunk at the kitchen door. Come on in or stay out there, I'm not scared of you anymore. I'm not scared of you anymore. I was number 52 with a bullet. I had the fresh, clean blues again. My number came up, I went up to the hatch. They said, welcome back, my friend. And the talking bars, it was a meltdown, a future of ghost estates. Tumbleweed blowing through retail parks, the wind howling through broken slates. Hard times, drunk at the kitchen door. Come on in or stay out there, I'm not scared of you anymore. I'm not scared of you anymore. The angels had gone into hiding. Someone had clipped their wings, and the buccaneers refused to be chased from the town or put a widow's childish sting. And a rising tide will lift our boats and then sink them all out in the sound. Now it's find a ditch and cover your head, 'cause the sky's falling down. Hard times, drunk at the kitchen door. Come on in or stay out there, I'm not scared of you anymore. Hard times, drunk at the kitchen door. Come on in or stay out there, I'm not scared of you anymore. I'm not scared of you anymore. Cheers, thank you very much. Bye, CD. Good night.